Hi everyone. So in this video, we're going to work through a Year 12 binomial expansion question from the AS sample paper. So part A of the question says, find the first three terms in ascending powers of x of the binomial expansion 2 minus x over 2 all to the power of 7, giving each term in its simplest form. But just before we get into the video, I want to make you all aware about a web app that I have created. Now, this app that you see on the screen here is designed to predict the 2027 Edexcel A-level Maths topics that will come up in your 2027 exams. So now that the 2026 exams have finished, we now have access to those questions. So what I've done is I've analysed all of the questions from 2026 back to 2018 and also including the sample and the specimen Edexcel papers. And I've used that data to put together a model which will predict the topics for the 2027 exams. And if we just scroll down here, you will see how accurate this model that I'm using is. So if you do want to have access to the full predictions for the 2027 exams and also have access to a web app which will generate mock exam papers based on these predictions, that is what you can get if you do sign up to this app. Just go to the link in the description of this video, and also you can get the link to this web app in my bio. Click that link, sign up. You can see on the top right of the page here, you can sign up to the app and you'll be able to access all of these 2027 predictions. So what we'll do with this one is we'll use our binomial expansion formula. So we're going to take the first term in the brackets 2 and then raise it to a power 7. Now our next term is going to be 7 choose 1, and then it's going to be 2 to the power 6, take away 1 from the power of the first term. And then the next term, the x minus 2, now makes an appearance, and this is to the power of 1. And that's the first two terms. We just want one more term. So the next term is going to be 7 choose 2, and then multiplied by 2 to the power of 5. Again, take away 1 from the power of the first term, and then increase the power of the second term. So minus x over 2 to the power of 2, and then plus ... Of course, you've got all of the other terms in the expansion too, but because the question only wants the first three terms, we're just going to write down those first three terms. Now, 2 to the power of 7, I will do that now on the calculator, and that is 128. Now we've got 7 choose 1. 7 choose 1 will be 7, and then multiplied by 2 to the power of 6, which is 64. And then we have a negative x over 2 there. And then with our third term, 7 choose 2, if I just use the calculator to work out what this would be, 7 choose 2 is 21. And then multiplied by 2 to the power 5, that would be 32. And then we have minus x over 2 all squared. That's going to be a positive x squared over 4, and then again plus ... the rest of the terms. So we have 128, and then plus, well, it's actually going to be a minus sign, just realizing that there's a minus sign there. So it will be a negative number, this one. We'll have minus a half, and then multiplied by the 7 and the 64. Let's just rub that out there. So 7 times 64 times negative a half will give us negative 224x. And then with the last term, we have 21 times 32, and then divide by 4. This is 168 x squared, and that answers part A to the question. Just another quick interjection. If you are currently doing Edexcel A-level Maths and you feel that you're struggling or you're falling behind and you're not quite getting that grade that you need to get in order to get into university, or perhaps you're a parent watching this and you're worried about your child's progress, what you can do is you can head to my website. Now, my website is in my bio and also in the description of this video. Click onto the link and you can watch a brief video about me and my background. You see this video on the screen here. In this video, I outline the style and the structure of my tuition. You can also read some of my reviews and testimonials from other parents and students who have worked with me on this website too. So if you feel like one-to-one tuition is something that would benefit you in order to get the grades that you need to get, then again, just head to this website And what you can do is you can book a free 90-minute call with me. And in that call, we'll spend some time discussing you, your situation, your ambitions, what you want to achieve, the grade you want to get, and why you feel like you're struggling and why you feel like maybe tuition is the right path for you. And we'll also spend some time basically doing a free trial lesson where I will help you out for free with any particular topics or any particular areas of the syllabus that you know you need help with. And by the end of the call, we can then discuss whether one-to-one tuition is the right path for you to get you that grade you need to get. So once again, the link to my website is in the bio and in the description of this video. Now let's move on to part B. So explain how you would use your expansion to give an estimate for the value 1.995 to the power of 7. Now the key thing to recognize with this part of the question is that this 1.995 is basically being substituted in for this 2 minus x over 2. So basically with this question, we're just simply going to set the 2 minus x over 2 equal to the 1.995. So if we set 2 minus x over 2 equal to the 1.995, we can then rearrange this for x. So this would leave us with, if we do 2 subtract 1.995, that would give us a value of 0.005, and that's going to be equal to x over 2. So now if we times by 2, that means that the x value is equal to 0.01. So to get our approximation of this value 1.995 to the power of 7, we're simply going to sub in x equals 0.01 into the expansion for part A. So sub in x equals 0.01 into our part A answer. Just write that again into our part A answer. To give us an approximation or an estimate of 1.995 to the power of 7. Now, if we just read the question says, explain how you would use your expansion to give an estimate of that value. We don't have to explicitly work out the estimate, okay? Because the question literally says explain. It doesn't say work out an estimate. So we don't need to worry about actually doing the calculation here. But if the question did ask you to calculate the estimate, as we've explained, you would just simply sub in this x value into your part A result there. Now, hopefully that does make sense, but if you do have any questions, feel free to drop a comment below and I will get back to you.